I'm Brand, and I love When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan, and Nathan shot Lucas, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh, boy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's great to be here.
We're over halfway there.
Wow.
Over halfway.
We are still living on a prayer, though. I will say that.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, thanks. Is that Jax? Jax, hi.
Oh, hi. Sorry. How are you?
I'm doing great. Are you getting so excited about Bramblefest? Because I know I am.
I am unbelievably excited about Bramblefest. I'll be bringing a very special guest this year. Can't say who it is.
Danny DeVito said yes.
Is this, speaking of short kings, did you?
Yes, he is.
Is it the person that you said you
Danny
were going to
DeVito's my hall
bring?
pass.
Yes, one of them.
What do you mean one? You only talked.
I think I bandied about a few names.
No. When we were texting earlier.
Yes, it's that person.
And you said, if this happens, then maybe I'll bring this person.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's seeming like that other thing's going to happen.
Yeah. And nobody knows. The best part is that, we always, we try after the first year when we had people that just had to back out because no fault of their own. Now we don't sell any of it. You know what I mean? We just keep it a secret. And if nothing works out, then it's just, I would still go to Bramblefest if it was just Jackson, Alonzo, and Patrick and
So your cat that you're bringing, does your cat need to go in with the luggage, or can you keep it?
If Scott brings his dog, I'm bringing my cat, and you can't stop me. That is what Jax told me. That is what I
said.
Yes.
I was like, Scott and I are currently in a fight about it. You should see this. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's so sad. I don't like fights.
I don't mind a little bit of healthy aggression.
Okay. For those of you out there who want to know where Jack stands on aggression.
Do you ever pick a fight just to do it?
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yeah.
I think I picked fights with you guys just to do it.
It's hard to get a rise out of me, Like I'm so even keeled. Like I usually just let it just float right on by.
But not like fights of substance. Like you don't be like
Jax be like crazy.
No, you don't be like, hey, I hate your shirt. Like, right? Like you ain't.
Oh, no. Wait, no. So that's not of substance, right? But like I go deeper. To like, I'm like, you hurt me to my core. Oh, wow. That's when I feel like picking a fight, I go, deep like that.
Yeah. I'm still getting over it.
Yeah.
No one wanted to follow up on me saying Danny DeVito's my hall pass. No one wanted.
Wait, Brandon.
Yeah. You said
I actually didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
I said it real fast.
I didn't
hear it. I would have scratched that.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, wait.
I missed it.
So is he actually your hall pass and Caitlin's okay with it?
No. But now that I give it some thought,
I would love the idea of me like getting up in the morning and going outside and look at the pool and looking over the fence and just seeing like Danny DeVito in a bathrobe.
I'm swinging Danny DeVito in the swing. Here's the big push, Danny.
Oh my gosh. How do we get him to Bramblefest? Yeah. Danny DeVito's coming to Bramblefest. That's what we don't want to say.
I thought Lucy DeVito would come.
Yeah.
His daughter.
Tori DeVito?
Tori DeVito?
Tori DeVito too. I don't think she's any relation, but why not?
Yeah. Well,
we asked her. She was on the show. We met her. I feel like there was something there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Of course. How can someone talk to you guys and not have something be there?
Right. Yeah. I think we were talking about her relation to Danny DeVito. That was what was there.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, but it's okay. Yeah. I mean,
do you think there was like some chemistry there?
The sparks between us.
The sparks between Brand, me, and Tori DeVito were out of bounds.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to make a joke. I literally was that. I thought that's.
Yeah.
I'm with you now.
We're off to a great start. I think we can say that. No questions.
I agree. She's no Danny DeVito.
She's no Danny DeVito, but who is?
No one. No one.
That's my whole
Let's talk When Calls to Heart, season 11, episode 7, which is called
Bring It Home, Baby.
Bring It On, Baby.
Bringing Home, Baby.
Bringing Home, Baby. Okay. Jax?
Bringing Up Baby.
Bring It Up,
Oh, bringing.
Baby. You can't play.
No. It is Facing the Music. Facing the Music is the name of the episode. Originally aired on May 19th, 2024, and it went a little something like this. Elizabeth is writing a letter to dead Jack because it would have been his birthday had he still been alive.
R.I.P. Obviously.
Obviously. Baby Jack asks if they can get dead dad some balloons, and she says, why stop there? Let's get some flowers, too. At Nathan's office, Bill and Rosemary are once again, I don't know if you've heard, they don't think Pike did it. And they've got some thoughts. They think Pike,
And they have
obviously,
been in a holding pattern there for years now.
Pike has, some connection to Montague. Bill says, we think that there's a connection here that deserves to be a follow-up because, hey, we actually found a transcript of Pike's mom saying that she has an alibi for Pike, but once he admitted to the crime, obviously, who cares about your mom's alibi for you? You said you did it.
They need to go down to Pike's place and figure this out.
Hey, you got it. Lucas is upset that there are no bids for the resort. Well, that's not entirely true. Remember his Southern Boo thing? She put in a bid, but he's like, we're not doing that. And Gowan's like, why aren't we doing that? And he's like, you're just going to have to trust me on this one. We're not getting into business with my Southern Boo thing. At the cemetery, the dead folks home, Elizabeth and little Jack arrive. They got flowers. They got balloons. And guess who else is there? It is Tom.
We know about Tom.
Tom.
We know his story.
Jack's
we
brother.
love Tom.
It hasn't been seasons
Tommy
and
boy.
seasons and seasons.
Oh.
Elizabeth is excited to introduce little Jack to his uncle. Hasn't been there in a while, obviously. Joseph looks through the mail, hoping he got a response from his brother. No luck. Minnie says, hey, by chance, did you apologize in your letter? And he's like, I didn't apologize. I don't know what to apologize for. But I left the door open. Told him he can come if he wants to. Minnie says to give it time. Maybe he'll be surprised. Elizabeth walks around town to catch up with Tom. They go to the saloon. He plays a song on the piano. And then Rosemary and Lee show up. And you remember, obviously,
Yes.
Tom and Rosemary, they grew up together.
Same town.
Same town.
It's
Rosemary and Jack, they were dating,
but that's how Rosemary remembers Tom and
That's
all of the
right.
hijinks that we all also know about.
That's exactly right. Thank you. Then Tom and Nathan. Then Tom is gonna go meet at Elizabeth's house. Nathan shows up. They meet, and she explains that Tom is visiting for Jack's birthday. He's like, I didn't know. I didn't know it was Jack's birthday. I didn't know that. And she says he doesn't come here very often. Probably living in the shadow of his dead brother. That's probably tough.
Yeah.
And Nathan's like, I can relate. And she's like, I don't see you about living in that shadow, living in the shadow of my dead ex-husband. You're not in that shadow, sir.
No.
Don't you even talk
That's
about
why he's
that.
been friend zoned.
That's exactly. He sure has.
4.5 years.
Tom is especially excited to see Faith.
You got to have faith.
And he goes to ask her to lunch, and Lily is there.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Lily? Yeah. And so he's like, Lily can come too. Now, apparently, Tom has a say in some choir festival. He's going around.
I want you to explain it better than
So
that.
he's going around town, around to different towns, and he's getting people, groups of people, to sign up for a choir festival that's happening in Salt Lake City. Winner, $600.
$300.
$300.
That's right.
So if you
Loser walks.
you got to pay $65. That's
To get
the entry
in.
fee.
The entry fee, $65.
$65.
It's $5 a person.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
So when the Hope Valley Choir finds out about this, they are very excited. They're like, we gotta talk about it. Maybe we can give us a shot. Elizabeth and Rosemary, though, they're reluctant because Tom's a bit of a swindler. He's swindled in the past.
He has.
And let us not forget that time.
Oh, he just
stole
took Elizabeth's dad's car. A little joyride.
Yeah.
Man, I talk about with you every week.
Yes. Now, when Allie asked Nathan for $5, he's like, whoa, 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 that's $5, little lady. I got to hear more about this. And Elizabeth
I gotta
agrees.
save all my money to not kiss Elizabeth.
That's right. Now, so he goes to talk to Elizabeth. They both agree as things are moving a little bit too fast. Maybe we should go get some answers. So they go to talk to Tom, and Tom is basically like, womp, womp, you think I'm just a screw-up. You don't think I can do anything. And they're like, hey, okay, man, you can have the money. Sorry, we didn't mean to question.
Which is a good scam if that's a scam.
Womp, womp. Rosemary's getting ready to leave because she to go meet with Pike's mom. But Pike's mom ends up getting off the stagecoach.
What?
She's in Hope Valley,
Man,
so
imagine
that's
if
nice.
She would have gotten into town till a few minutes later.
Now Hazel Pike is her name, and Hazel Pike tells Rosemary and Bill her memory's not what it used to be, which is always good to hear from a witness. And but she says, "Listen, I know that Clayton, that's his name, it's not Pike, it's Clayton, was with me the night of the election. I had a bad hip. He was with me. I was helping me with my bad hip.
Don't lie.
That's exactly right. David Vitas in particular. So they're like, your bad hip? And she's like, yeah, it'd fallen. And Clayton was going to help with my hip. And I think that something happened and someone is forcing him to take the fall, act hurt.
Yeah, be committed.
Now, Gowan and Lucas are talking about the resort.
Yeah.
And Lucas is like, Gowan, I got great news. Did you know the government has money? What if we use government money to pay for resorts? And Gowan's like...
Rush Limbaugh Gowan comes in.
He's like, no, that's not what the government's for. It also, that seems like it's quite the gamble. You have to decide whether or not this is worth the gamble or you should just walk away. And I think Gowan is trying to say, you should walk away. You should walk away. It's time to walk away. Where was I in this? Walk away. Election night, government. Back to Mrs. Pike. Now, Rosemary asks about how her hip is doing now, and she's like, my hip is great. This is crazy. You're not going to believe this. A friend of Clayton's paid for my surgery in full. In fact, the night we got the money the week before Clayton was arrested. It's crazy. And so, and also, this might be a bit of information you should know. While I was in the hospital recovering, Mr. Montague sent me flowers. Do I know the man? No.
Nah.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Just coincidence.
Yeah.
Is all it is. Yeah.
Tom makes a call to Mr. Sweeney. That's the guy who is heading up all the festivals. Sweeney Todd's doing that. And it does not seem to go well. Tom seems very upset after this phone call, and he turns to Ned and is like, Ned, did you wire the money to Mr. Sweeney? And he's like, I sure did. And Tom's like, yes, this is great for all of us. Bill and Rosemary catch Nathan up on what they've learned about Mrs. Pike and the Pike family in general. And Nathan says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call in a favor. This is something I can do as Mountie. Yep. We're going to get this guy who's behind bars to come here for the night.
Let's get him in a convertible.
We get him in here.
We reroute.
We don't know that. We don't know that he's going to come in a convertible.
That's true.
But hypothetically...
Yeah.
And we'll get him to come into town
and
speak to us. That'd be wonderful. It's all on the up and up. And now it is time for the choir to leave to Salt Lake City. And Tom is nowhere to be found. Elizabeth finds out that he left that morning to the train station, so she hops on the back of Nathan's horse.
Boy, does she.
Boy, oh boy. At Lucas's office, Edwin hands Lucas a note, and it says that the Benson Hills Oil Company going under. No more oil left.
It's tough.
We're done with that. So now Lucas feels like this resort has to happen. We need to provide jobs. We need to help the economy. We need to open things back up. And so
Build back better.
He picks up the phone, slams it back down, picks it up again, and who does he call? Montague. Oh, boy. Nathan and Elizabeth arrive at the train station. They find Tom, and Tom says, I've been swindled. The swindler's been swindled. And they say, it's okay, bud. We'll help you. And that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 7, Facing the Music. We did it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this episode down here on Deck the Hallmark. it's great to be back.
Right?
I tell you what, we're talking about season 11, episode 7, Seventh Heaven. When I see their happy faces. I
was just about ready to come in. I thought we were all doing it.
I don't know
I'm
anything
behind.
of that song
Smiling
aside from
back
Seven.
at me.
That's all I know.
Seventh Heaven.
Great. You guys take it from here.
I know there's no. But we're done.
Greater
Okay.
feeling than the love of a
family.
Where would
Where
you
do
go?
you go when
When
the world goes
the answer where?
home?
That's
That's
right.
the one place that you'll find Seventh Heaven. Seventh Heaven.
Ooh. Let's break this episode down. We're going to start with a hot take. We're going
Do
to
it.
share exactly how we felt about this episode of television. I'm going to start with Jax. Jax, what'd you think of Facing the Music?
I mean, it's no When Calls the Heart Time's Up edition, but it was good. I had a good time. Enjoying all the characters.
We've
Rosemary
lowered,
and-
Jax, have we lowered our standards? We've just decided the elevator has just gone through the floor on what an acceptable episode of this show is.
Well, okay, let me say this, and being completely honest, my answer is I don't know, in the sense that I just really didn't like the first episode, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've liked other episodes a lot more. So I don't know if it's where I started this season but I just really didn't like the first episode like at all. Yeah. And I am enjoying myself now. The question I had for you guys, and I feel like both of you will know, I feel like Bran probably will have done his research and Dan probably just already knew this, but I didn't know, so I had to look it up. What do you think $5 is in 1920 money? Now with inflation and things.
$5 in 1920 is probably around 40 or 50 bucks.
I was going to say 50 bones.
50 bones. It is like $79, so like 80 bucks. So, which is higher than I thought. And it actually helped me for the rest of this episode shape the gravity of this situation, that it's like, okay, it's 80 bucks each and $1,000 for the town, which $1,000 for the town doesn't seem like a ton. But Allie asking Nathan for 80 bucks, I'm like, okay, that actually
Allie
is kind of like
asking
a
Nathan
thing.
for $80, I'm with you on. Some of these adults with full-time jobs who are like, this is going to break the bank, I'm not with you on.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. I hear that. I hear that.
And look, I'm not here to. Everybody has to work hard, and it's for our economy and how we've set up our systems of spending money and working is unfortunate. But all these people that really want to go to Salt Lake City, $80 ain't breaking the bank. There's no way.
Especially because we do have some rich people in town. Like, why aren't Rosemary and Lee just paying for the entire town?
We'll get there, I'm sure. But that was
we'll get there. Yeah.
Brian brought that up, and I'll let him have that. That's the big one. That's like, this should not have been an issue at all, especially now that I know that it's under $1,000 total dollars.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I guess I should be clear that it actually is slightly over that with inflation. The inflation, it was like around 1,000, slightly over. But yeah, it's $1,000.
$1,000.
It was nice to see again Jack's brother, who. I'm surprised they didn't have him stand on an apple box or anything. I love a short king. I think he's great. It was just like, it actually was the first time I've ever noticed on this show that someone looked short or tall. So it was just an observation that I had. He's cute. Great to have him in town. Hope things light up with him in Faith.
Once again, though, no Danny DeVito, and I think.
Absolutely not. Yeah, no, Danny DeVito is our true short king that is your hall pass. And
apparently
so glad
It's
that
never not funny. Can't believe I missed it the first time.
I know, me too.
I love that you thought I heard it and just decided to ignore it. That was even stranger to me.
Yeah, how could we bypass that?
Yeah, come on.
So it's fine. This episode's fine. I do I think we got some okay storylines going on. It is once again just all of it's moving at a snail's pace. I feel like we're having a lot of the same conversations over and over again. Resort. Who's gonna do the bit? Who's gonna do it? Pike, he couldn't have done it, right? No. It's just like the same thing over and over again, but just like slightly different variations of it. And what really made this come to light for me is I've never seen a Bridgerton, but my wife decided to give it a shot, and my takeaway in listening to the show is they are moving lightning fast.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm so used to, this show, When Calls the Heart, nothing going on. It's just like moving at a snail's pace. And it's just like, you don't have to actually. You can just why wait until the season finale to do a kiss when you could do it in episode 2
or 1
or
last season
or less. It's just an idea. But what if instead of dragging a few storylines out over the course of the season,
then they would have to write new stories.
Yeah, it's just like because I'm not invested in this Pike storyline. I'm intrigued to see what happens. I'm intrigued to see who the real shooter is. I cared at one point about the resort. There's stuff that I care about. Obviously, I want Elizabeth and Nathan to finally kiss. I've made that perfectly clear. I just wish things were happening a little bit faster. Is that too much to ask for?
In this show, it is. Yes,
Dan?
Yes, it is. This show's insufferable. Jack's overly kind, Bran somewhat kind, but we have not done anything. Like Jack's brother showing up, make no mistake, that is not new plot. That is check the box so no one can get mad when Elizabeth moves on with Nathan. That's all that is. That is just, we got to have somebody from Jack's family to make sure this is okay, new Mountie, blah, blah, blah. The resort, if I have to hear any more discussion about the resort, I'm going to start twitching. I'm going to start having a hard time. There's just no way that this is last season. Do you remember the hot springs? No, of course you don't. There are tourists coming to town for that. And now nobody talks about it at all. No. And then the Nathan Elizabeth thing, it is very clear they are waiting for the last or penultimate episode for them to kiss. So we're not going to get anything there. We're not getting anything with the Pike situation, aside from them bringing him to town for us to confirm what we already knew. We're not getting anything with the resort. This show is spinning its wheels on a 1-gear bicycle. It only moves so fast, and it's going slow for it. It is going slow for a show that is known for going slow. It's tough. It's tough sledding. It hit not a single authentic note this week, and it made me pretty mad. So we did it. Go Hope Valley.
Can I ask a quick follow-up?
Please.
Do you think, I don't disagree with you that this storyline with Jack's brother is to like check the box. Do you think that means that it's okay to move on? It's a family blessing. Do you think that means that Lucas was never endgame and they knew all along because they didn't do that, or they just think now that Nathan's really endgame? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't want to make people go listen to more Deck the Hallmark if they don't want to, but if you listen to our Kevin Smith interview, I just decided to ask him what he thought when they told him that they were going to switch and go with Nathan instead of Lucas. And
I can't wait to listen.
His answer is so incredibly authentic and real, and it was clearly a surprise, and it clearly took some of the people who care about characters by surprise. And he was very gracious and kind, but if you listen to his answer, you'll know that was not when the showrunner, when Tinker left, they decided to tink. Exactly. So I think this is just their way of covering all their bases.
It also seems like it's the year of bringing back old storylines. We had Southern Old Boo from Lucas's life coming back in, and then Tom now. Maybe we'll see somebody else in the next few episodes from another season. And I think it's just a thing they decided to do this season. It's like, what if we bring back people?
If you look at the arc, like they've basically let Elizabeth go on an acceptance tour of her friends and Rosemary, and then Lucas, and then there's another one. There's another one that happened the last 2 episodes that isn't the brother, that isn't Tom, that isn't Jack's brother.
I can't wait until we get May, Sue, and Faith being like, I know I almost had something kind of weird with Nathan for 2 seconds, but obviously you're the one.
Yeah. Like it is just this very weird. Everyone needs to tell her out loud that what is happening is okay, so they can stretch this thing into oblivion and have them finally kiss. I hope Jax is right, penultimate episode, but I'm starting to think, Jax, that it might be in the finale.
I also am.
Yeah, and I hate that for you because I want it. I
wouldn't
took a
be
guess
smug
and I
about
missed. Brand took a guess and missed. I would love for you to be right, but I don't think it's happening.
I don't think I am.
Have we done feels yet?
No,
sorry.
Oh, all right. It's time for all the feels. Jax.
I'll make it quick. My dad and I watched the TV show The Diplomat together, and there was an unexpected sex scene in it, and it was very uncomfortable to watch that with my father. I felt the same kind of feel when Elizabeth got on the horse with Nathan, and I was watching this episode alone.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, it made me have all the feels. It was very sexy, but I got red. I almost got embarrassed. I was like, I feel like I'm watching something I shouldn't.
You'd have thought Bram was watching Twins. Sorry, that was the first Danny DeVito reference that came to mind. I did the best I could with what I had.
Not bad. Yeah. I turned to Dan when she hopped on that horse, and I said that was downright pornographic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nathan looks at her and he goes, "Get on," and then she jumps on, and then grabs him and has this look like only Aaron Krakow can have in this show, and you're like, I mean, one of my wait whats is, why did she need to go to the train station with him? No, there's literally no reason that she needs to go to the train station with him. But we got that scene out of it.
I said they just basically had sex.
Yeah, for this show.
Beyond, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good for them. I was impressed that she got on that horse, no problem. She got on that horse. So, and it didn't even look like he helped her. You just kind of was like, but I don't know. There's a trampoline by horse. So, badong, good to go. Easy peasy.
What was that again? Badong.
Badong. That's
trampoline by
him.
horse.
She sure did.
Trampoline by horse.
Horse by trampoline.
Either one. Well, that sounds like the horse is traveling by trampoline.
No, it sounds like you got on the trampoline from your horse. You
I'm
jumped off the horse.
I'll be there. I'm traveling horse by trampoline. That route. You guys know.
I'm traveling horse by trampoline. So you get on the trampoline, you jump on the horse.
Horse by trampoline. South by Southwest.
Yeah. Horse by trampoline.
That's the following weekend. Right. And then we're going to
ATX.
Bonnaroo. Yeah, that was I still don't really know how I feel about it, but it happened.
I think that's all of ours. Yeah, I'll take it. Let's go.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're here to Deck the Homework.
Heaven.
There you go. Those Camdens. It's crazy, huh?
Crazy Camdens.
Crazy.
You heard about this show, Today's Big Thing?
Yeah, I know about that show.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Wait What. It's where we talk about what in this episode made us go, wait, what? Jax?
I'm just going to do one. I feel like you fellas will cover the rest.
This every week, Jax.
I want anyone to come for me. No, I think it's a beautiful scene and very well acted by Aaron Krakow. Like I'm really liking the stuff she's doing, especially in like the latter half of this season. It's really beautiful work. When she looks at Nathan and says, "I don't think you're in anyone's shadow," it's a beautiful moment. But let us remember the scene with the Surge a couple seasons ago, where she straight up told him that essentially he was in her husband's shadow, and that's why she was having these confusing feelings. So, baby, don't be surprised that he thinks that. Like, I actually understand why Nathan thinks that. And his comment is not some self-pitying thing. I thought he was just like, oh, I understand that. And I also think it's very normal that if you are dating or courting or in a relationship with someone who has had a partner that has passed away, you might feel like you're in their shadow a little bit. And honestly, that's okay.
Especially when you wear their clothes.
Yeah. And also when you sent them to their death. Oh, what? Wait, that was, nope.
That's too.
Yeah, there's that.
Too.
There's that. Yeah.
I have a few. One, I know that I know that it's all that they could do, but you know what should have been the giveaway that they were getting scammed?
Everything.
But there is a representative for the choir company, the Salt Lake City Choir Company, by the name of Tom. Tom's there.
Yeah.
And Tom says, I couldn't possibly make this.
No.
I couldn't approve this on my own.
No.
We're going to do an audition.
On the phone.
That's
right.
So what it sounds like on the other end, wherever a homeboy is and I can imagine him on the other side being like, whatever. Yeah, it's good. That's you can't hear the details of a choir over the phone. That's good. Yeah, it sounds like all the other choirs over the phone.
Hey, are we getting scammed here?
Yeah.
I will say this. Number one, a guy comes to town who hasn't been to town even to see his nephew. Number two, he didn't tell you it was $65 till after he told you were in. That's number two. And number three, basically what Steve Zane says in That Thing You Do, except Tom Hanks does put their song on the radio. This man in a camper is going to put our song on the radio. Give me a pen, I'm signing, you're signing, we're all signing. Who in 1920 is traveling? Someone sent me to recruit people for a choir concert in Utah, thousands of miles from you, and you've got what it takes. What?
Yeah.
It's one of the dumber plot lines. And then to find out that he thought it was real, he's dumber than they are.
Yeah,
real bad.
So they're talking to Miss Pike, and she's talking about her hip. And when they're asking her about how's your hip doing now, they ask it by going, your hip? And I thought I forgot that they were talking about her actual hip, so I thought they were saying, "Are you cool?" And that's really just for me, but I thought it was funny. I got a little chuckle out of it. You hip? Hey, are you hip? You're hip? Cool. There's a scene where it opens up and Lucas is looking at some papers on his desk and he chuckles to himself. And I made a joke to Dan, he's reading the funnies. Yeah. When he puts it down, we see it's just blueprints to something. Right. And so he's just like,
blueprints.
A second story. Are you kidding me right now? These people,
every time.
This is crazy.
Oh, man.
This is insane. Last but not least, this is unfortunate for this town and, that they're going to get scammed. I just wish that there was, some people that could maybe make it all go away. Like Rosemary. Rosemary shouldn't be concerned about this issue because Lee owns 1,000 companies.
Right. Yeah.
She runs a newspaper. When they find out about this, I hope that next week Lee steps up to the plate
a check for $65.
as the mayor, as the co-mayor
and
here,
and
goes, I'm going to make it all go away, guys, because I own everything. Everything. Yeah. I can make it all go away. We'll see what happens. Dano?
So when we first met Tom Thornton, all the way back in season 2 in Hamilton, remember those good times?
Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Ba-da-ba-dow. How did Tom Thornton? I'm doing Hamilton, but
that's good. It does tie in. I didn't get it until you literally said, "How did Tom Thornton?" And I knew we were in for it.
Same. That's when I came to it as well. That was good though, Brand.
Wait for it.
Thank you.
Tom Thornton in season 2 has a hardened New York accent. Now, why does he have that accent when his brother is Daniel Lissing? I don't know. But if you go back and watch season 2 in Hamilton, he sounds like he's auditioning for a prequel to Mean Streets. He could not be more New York if he tried to be New York. And then all of a sudden he shows up in season 11 and he has lost his accent entirely, and it made me chuckle quite a bit, and I appreciated it a lot. Is Robert dead? And I asked that because producer Erin Shea, who does not watch When Calls the Heart with us because she knows she doesn't have to, she came and sat down while Brandon and I were watching this, and she goes, "Whatever happened to Robert?" And I looked at her and I said, "Who's Robert?" I had forgotten who Robert was. And then I remembered who Robert was. And then I remembered he hasn't been on the show in, I don't know, forever. Is he dead?
He had one scene in episode 1, right?
Yeah.
Of the season where he's just kind of
Then
like
they got
sitting
that
on a porch.
daycare, and that was it.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Because the haircut episode.
To watch the kids too. It's like they got the daycare and then the babysitters are just out the window.
Yeah. So a little worried about him.
The daycare is like this like self checkout at Walmart. It's like those workers are gone. There's nothing we can do. They could maybe they're working at the daycare, but that seems like.
But you see everybody else that works at the daycare.
I don't know,
man. Robert may have gotten another job acting or
Robert's. He's
being
not
a sandwich artist. I don't know, something. I do have to ask. Last week, I could have sworn that Gowan and Lucas are taking a phone call back in Capital City. Like they're in a different room, a big, bright, like yellowish room. I thought that Lucas had returned to Capital City, but he's back in Hope Valley this week, which makes me think, I literally said, wait, what? Like what? I thought he was gone. And if he wasn't gone and he's still here, why is he still there? And if you say the resort, I'm going to yell really loud.
The resort.
Ah! Now, the other thing that you need to know is I'm starting to really worry about Lucas's just mental health. The governor of an entire Canadian province cannot spend this much time accounting for one road town. Hope Valley has one main.
Well, it's a bigger town
street.
now, as you know.
And it is,
Benson
yes.
Hills.
Okay, so 2 one-road towns. The governor of this, and we know because Capital City is a 15-hour train ride away. The governor cannot spend this much time and energy working on one town, especially when that town happens to be his residence. It just, even in the world of Wind Calls the Heart, doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. Please tell me we're going to move forward and let him govern not just the 50 to 60 people that live in Hope Valley and Benson Hills. That's all I got.
It's time for Hopes and Values, where we talk about what in this episode gave us hope for the future and or bumming us out. Jax?
You know, I hope that we will see the kiss in the penultimate episode. And what's bumming me out is that I think Dan is correct. I don't think it's coming until the finale.
I don't think we'll ever get it. That's my new prediction. It's never going to happen.
Nathan's the shooter.
I had a hope, and it turned into a valley when I realized that it wasn't. But when Lee and Rosemary are walking to, because she's going to go to talk to Miss Pike before Miss Pike shows up, and they are carrying one little circular suitcase, and I'm like, oh, Lee's got a little snare drum with him. And then I just kept thinking about Lee like being in a band where he plays the snare drum.
You can see between the you hip comment and this comment that you are doing anything aside from watching Wind Calls the Heart.
I would love. Is that a snare drum? Does he have a snare drum?
Drum circle.
It turns out it's just a hat, for a hat, I think, or something. But we never see inside. So I guess the dream of Lee playing snare drum in a band is still alive and well, and maybe we'll see it happen. Dan?
Every episode that we don't confirm the shooter is another episode where we can further the myth that Nathan is the shooter, and I'm here for that. Yeah. Just saying, makes all the sense in the world. What a twist. You want to do this right? Maybe also preserve the mental health of one Elizabeth, then this is the way to go. just this would be fantastic.
Yes,
and that's my hope.
So Nathan doesn't have $5 to give to Allie because he paid Pike to take the fall for shooting.
See?
That's
Producer
right,
Aaron
Aaron.
Shea. Exactly. Mm-hmm. He can't afford $5 because he had to bribe someone with a hip surgery. That's what happened.
Aaron should be working with Rosemary and Bill.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they've done nothing for 4 episodes. Nothing. So there we go.
That's what's called my heart. It's where we read an email from somebody that just lets us know, hey, what's making you happy right now? What's calling your heart? Dan, what do we got today?
You can email us at hello@deckthehallmark.com.
Hello.
Tell Tell us what's calling your heart. This is from Elizabeth Cullen. Hey, we know her. Hey, Bran, Dan, Aaron, and Jax. Happy Win Calls the Heart Day. A day dedicated to torturing Dan in the best way possible. Yeah, okay. Here's what's calling my heart these days. We're under 60 days away from Bramble Fest in July. That's true. In-person tickets on sale now. deckthehallmark.com/fest. Never has a group of previous strangers had so much fun in such a short amount of time. Plans are progressing nicely for my trip to Scotland with fellow double-decker Christy.
Scotland.
Top of the to-do list, a lace factory. Okay, thanks, Elizabeth, for letting us know. And finally, both Dan and Bran returned an email in under 48 hours. Christmas has truly come early. How dare you, first of all. Yeah, we usually don't do a great job with that. I believe there may be ice forming in a previously hot place in the universe. As always, wishing you the best. See you all in July. Elizabeth, a.k.a. the General. Elizabeth, thank you so much. And Jax can attest, we typically return text very quickly.
That's right.
But emails, it's a mixed bag, I would say. I would give us credit on mixed bag, probably.
That's right.
Yeah.
deckthehallmark.com/fest. Come join us at Bramble Fest. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, Jax. You are the best. Thank you, of course, to Philo for continuing to support us. You can watch this show and Win Calls the Heart all in one place.
The halt.
I wish. All in one place. Philo.tv/DTH if you would like to do that. We'll be back tomorrow with a little Brendan Penny mystery action. Family practice.
Mm-hmm.
How
Good
about
stuff.
that? Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas!
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.